Welcome, people. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Richard Clemens. This is what you would call a prelude before the show, right? So I won't take that much of your time. We're going to get right down to it. The thing is this, right? So started the show, did the show and everything. About 10 minutes in, I started the music. And so the music is what caused the clicking, right? And so that's what messed up the whole show from yesterday. But the Russians still hacked my shit, right? Ukraine. I had to change my password because, the system tells you somebody got into it, so that was real. So anyway, the music was causing the click hacking. So from about 9-10 minutes to like 20 minutes, you will hear the clicking. But then I figured out that, so I stopped it at 20. So from there on, we good, right? Long ass show. And so you will hear many different things on the show today. Just to before we start, the difference, to talk about Trump and our esteemed president. Trump is a salesman, and I, have been a salesman for a long time. But the thing is this, people like Trump, they want to, they want to sell you something. They want to promise you, you're going to save 50%. You're going to say, you're going to get a 20% boost or 20, 30% savings on this. And, and it's the greed in people, that they go for these, or it's not, I don't know, the belief that they want to, but but the salesman is thinking about it as greed, and somebody or trying to get something too good to be true, so 50% off, comes with certain type of restrictions or some type of, something, right? You get what you pay for type of thing in most cases. But even if the salesman is not, mostly a good salesman, if they can't save you, 50%, like they said, if they save you 10%, they still feel like, they saving you something. So whatever they did to get that sale, was valid, was worth it, right? The ends justify the means in that case type of stuff. And my whole point about stuff is I'm trying to get to stuff about how we think matters, and so those will be, borderline type of salesmen and things like that. And so, and then you have the people that don't care at all, they will raise your rates, it's or, you're getting something better, or this and that, or I'm going to give you the same, or, you're not saving anything at all, and, it might go up in the future, or I'm going to save you, it might cost more, but, now I'm going to save you money later, it depends on how you're trying to get the sale, right? Because you have to say different things, but how you win matters, right? How you got the money, matters, right? Blood money, right? Stuff like that. We live in a country of blood money, and these things didn't have to happen, but we are here now, And so, what was I trying to say? It's about what type of salesman, that we are dealing with. And we're dealing with, people with no scruples, and it's like me, okay? If I could save somebody 10%, then I'm going to tell you, I'm going to save you 10%, and I'm going to explain to you how I'm going to save you that 10%. And just because it doesn't seem like, it's, that much, I would make that 10%, seem like it's very important, because 10% is 10%, you know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you in a way that if you don't want to say it is 10% or 20%, then you the dumb one, okay? Because me, I'm just a smart ass dumb motherfucker. If you listen to the show, you will get that later on, okay? And so, whatever. My name is Richard Clemens. Welcome to the show. And the whole point is, dun dun, right, how much do you want that sale, by any means, and is it worth it, right? Because the Bible and the Quran and all that stuff that we they wrote down, and all the stuff that they write down, I mean, basically the Bible and the Quran and stuff is basically how the brain works, has nothing to do with God. Enjoy the show. Don't go nowhere. Be right back. Is he sober yet? I think so. He getting there. Start the show. Welcome, people. Welcome. I am your humble host, Richard Clemens. Welcome to Bipolar in Cleveland. Another day, another dollar. Holla if you hear me. Welcome, you guys. This is a TNC Network show. So before we get started, just want to check in with our fellow Americans and see what they have been up to while we face this current pandemic. And I do apologize for the sound on the previous show that you may have or may not have heard. It was just terrible, just a click. I've done a sound check, tried to get it together. Hopefully it won't happen again today. So tune in. But it doesn't even matter, right? Because, if you have been paying attention and watching the movies, I did an episode when I turned the tune up, right? Because I was speaking too slow. Slow, lethargic, all of that, monotone. And so I turned the tune up, and thought that, that it would speed up my voice, but it just made me sound like a chipmunk. But I put it out anyway. So that's that. All right. Maybe it's me my laughing, like all the clicking. I don't know. Anyway, let's see what the rest of America is up to. What are these protesters doing? Why are they protesting? Let's check them out. I'll be right back.
Again, it's a virus. It's got to spread.
Are you concerned about this virus? I was in the beginning until I'd done my research and found out the realities and the media's overreach on it, and that it's not as serious as they made it out to be. And that's why I am here, because I feel that they are overreaching, overreacting, and crushing our small businesses, crushing our economy. I see you're wearing a mask, so you appear to have some level of concern. Yes, well, I have concern. I have just common courtesy for people. I might be here today. I might be a Republican, but I have common sense. Do you have any concern that this gathering might cause this virus to spread further? Hell yeah.
It will a little, but I don't think it's to the extent that they're trying to make it out to be. Again, it's a virus. It's got to spread. And until people start getting an immune system to it, it's going to continue to do this.
All right.
And we will never get away from it until we get an immunity to it.
In a crowd of hundreds of people who are gathered here on the Capitol steps. A number of them have signs. One here in the foreground says, "Recall Whitmer now." We see a number of American flags. A lot of those red "Make America Great Again" hats. My name is Joseph Dixon, and I came out here to support the Michigan businesses and stand up for the rights of our fellow Michiganders. And we believe that the governor has overreached and overstepped her rights with our freedoms. Another incredible sight in this surreal ordeal as we battle this coronavirus pandemic. The Capitol steps, the scene of a protest. The whole idea here was that folks would stay in their car and participate in this gridlock, but we've seen a lot of folks who are saying they're not doing that. They're here, they're on the Capitol steps, staging a more traditional protest here in front of the Capitol building in Lansing. What would be your message if the governor is listening?
To listen to the people. We have common sense. We're not children. We know what's right and what's wrong and how to take care of ourselves. I've had a quadruple bypass. I've had a heart attack, a stroke. And I'm still not afraid to go out in public. It's how you take care of yourself. we're not, like I said, we're not her children. Stay away from people. You know, not totally stay away, but you have to social distance a little bit. But until this virus runs its course, it's going to stay here. And all we're doing is hiding from it.
I'm the bad guy, I'm the villain of the story. Pages turning, I'm the star of the movie. What you was afraid of, the reason that you worried, because I'm the bad guy, I'm the villain of the story. I'm the bad guy, villain of the story. Pages turning, I'm the star of the movie. What you was afraid of, the reason that you worried, I'm the bad guy, I'm the villain of the story.
All right. Now, cut that out. Let's start the show. How y'all doing, good people? As one, we are GP. I welcome one and welcome all. You are now tuned in to Bipolar in Cleveland. Yes, sir. All right, so let's get started here. Right. Some notes that I haven't said yet. What's today's show going to be about? Today's show is going to be, I'm on this multiverse kick this week so far. The why and all these smarty art people, you know, trying to go to space, trying to create artificial intelligence. People calling for biblical times and things like that. So, you know, everybody got their Bible out, they got their Qurans out, and they say, this is it. This is it. Travel down the road and back again. All right. So it says, right, you know, my mother, she sacrificed her compromise for me, right? Like, that's what mothers do. They sacrifice their compromise, you know, once they have a child, you know, like they listen to the man, you know, up until the point where, you know, they got to take care of this damn baby all the damn time. I don't want to hear all that dream shit. What you going to do? You know, and so, you know, that's the transformation, and there's no going back from that, you know, and, you know, then that comes with its own set of rules, right? With great power comes great responsibility. But, you know, it's like, you know, right, you know, mother be like, you know, got to get back to my baby. You know, the closest thing you're going to get to a confession from God is, you know, I didn't know any better. I did the best I could. I ain't know no better. And that's it, you know, and that's the closest confession. All right. There's a man that confess shit, you know. Start the music. Hope that don't start no clickety clack, you know. Right, that thought, you know, and I was just watching it again. I was actually like from the beginning that Drink Champs with Noriega. Right, my interview skills are not as good as I thought they were gonna be. I see that I'm a lot like these dudes, but I'm not that bad. I swear, I'm better than Joe Rogan. I mean, fucking Joe Buttons and Noriega right now. I need some practice, but they are horrible. Joe Budden's just a hater, right? I was like, I just watching like, right, these personalities of people are starting to come out when they're at home, you know what I mean? They not in the people's face, right? But they still got to do their show. Because everyday struggle with academics and Wayno and Nadeska, right? They shit starting to show. And then the state of the culture with Joe Buttons, Jinx, Remy Ma, and Ebony, I forgot her last name, but they shit starting to show, you know. It's like everybody and then they got this segment where they ask them like these personal questions. It's like people are really starting to, you know, show their true colors, and then like you're not just there in their face, so you know you could, you know, you saying what you really want to say a little bit more, you know, especially, you know, they probably, you know, morning drinking, morning smoking, you know what I mean, you at home, right, mimosas for the women, whatever, but women give up their compromise once they have a child, man. So like that's like, all that shit she told you before, before the baby, like they have their own rules, like they have to follow once they have the baby. But I'm telling you, like all that shit that they told you before, that shit go out the window. Ain't no more promises. You the one got to keep all the promises now, but moving on. I guess that's all I wanted to say about that. Oh, because the Math Hoffa was on Drink Champs, and my thing, and it was talking about because this is a recent situation, but it leads back to like other things that like they told their story, and then like I have my own stories about the stuff, you know what I mean? And it all leads back, to a certain thing. I think I did touch on it about like how, women, like I done seen gangbangs, right? And how, like I seen God do a lot, you know what I'm saying? Take on all these niggas at once. Trying to make all these niggas happy, you know what I mean? But the thing is, like, cause I guess some rapper, like a battle rapper, T-Rex, right, his ass on camera, having sex with a girl, and then the dude, come in and shot and just give him a shot, and he take the shot. He's still hitting the girl and everything, right? That's his own story. That's the story I'm getting to. But the thing was like, it's about like having sex with, one girl and a whole bunch of dudes, and 2 dudes, 3 dudes, however it goes, and things like that. It's like, and this stuff still goes on to this day. You know what I mean? It's like, and it happened, in my childhood. And it's like, what I want to say is like how dudes go from, finding, however you came across the female, there's probably 9 times out of 10, they done already fucked up the guy in the first place, then they done touched on the guy, and now she out here, using her powers for bad or good, or however, exchanging one power for another power, you know what I mean? Losing one power, but gaining another power. And so we run across these girls, and then, in the beginning, like you sharing these girls, but then when your ass get older, you don't want to share her, you don't want to share that girl no more. Like, your girl, you don't know that she did that, but she, might, like, it's a possibility, if word on the street is that your girl was probably one of them girls, before, you know what I mean? But nowadays, right, you a killer nigga, to even think about that type of stuff, and then that girl gonna become your mama one day, and then become your daughter again. You Jesus, nigga. I mean, you gotta sacrifice for all 3. Right, I was thinking though, right, that question that I asked, right, does a woman come from a man's rib? I thought it was right. It was something like it was a trick. I tricked them, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody gave me the answers. It's like, if you listen, you've been watching my movies, you see what I'm saying? I've said all of that, you know what I mean? Because it's all true and it's not true, you know what I mean? It's like, it's basically, it's a catch-22, because the scientist proves the Bible people wrong, and the Bible people prove the science people wrong. and so they just both, and they both like, and so because they both wrong. So I'm saying they both just shoot. And the answer is they both wrong, right? That's the answer, and like that's how it goes. So like this, like, cause he on camera having sex with this girl, his dude come up and pour him a shot of liquor, why he and the girl, like, quench your thirst, like that's some, some Farnsworth, Diddy and Farnsworth shit. It's like, that's how they used to do it. Like, what the hell? It's suspect, you know what I'm saying? And this is what they getting dragged on the internet for, you know what I mean? Like, and then it's just and then the girl just there, right? She cool. And then like I hear about Tory Lanez, and Bootsy, right? And they have girls doing all these type of different crazy things, right? Guys just out here, right, using their power for however they want to use their power for, right? Because the thing about it is, right, they could use it for bad or good, but you still can't judge them, right? You still can't judge them. You still can't say shit about it. Nigga, mind your business. Enjoy the show. Who was you? That's all I had to say about that. Because like I was saying, the whole thing is, to wrap it up, is like, because we've been through these type of things. Because like, and Joe brought it back to my mind, like, because there's certain subjects like you try to stay away from, or you know what I mean. And it's like, you know, because like we all been we did it when we was younger, you know what I'm saying, sharing girls and things like that. And you get older, but you don't want to share these, you know what I'm saying, like, that's the same girl, it's the same girl, it's just somebody else's girl. It was just somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? But and then, like, you know, on the Drink Champs, they bring the stuff up, you know, about, you know, like how that stuff is. And then because they told a story, right? And then Nori sitting over here telling a story, and like, they sitting over here telling a story like this shit ain't fucked up. This is my point. You know what I'm saying? They not even talking about, like, you know, the girl, you know, the girl doing all this, or how, like, you know, I'm sure the females, you know, like, but like, they all, you know, they all been there too, or some of them, you know, or they, right, you got a cousin of a cousin, birds of a feather don't flock together, right? That's the girl on Facebook talking about, you know, just because my friend a hoe, don't make me one. It's like, okay, if you say so. So I guess, like, that was a note, like, you know, I'm not in that mind state right now, but like, I know I wrote it down, and I just had to say it, you know, because you know, we've been there, but it's basically, you know, right, somebody that fucked with the God already, you know. So what I'm trying to say is, we gotta stop fucking with the kids, stop touching the kids, excuse my language. Oh, right, that's a good point, right then and there. Just because I use profanity doesn't mean that I'm cursing at you, right? Words put spells on you, right? So, you know, I'm using profanity to show my intelligence. But it doesn't, you know, it doesn't mean I'm cursing at you, like, because somebody could, you know, somebody can curse you out without using curse words, right? Especially if they talking, like, trying to talk down on you, right? Talk like they better than you, you know what I mean? That's worse than somebody cussing you out, you know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say about that. I did have another line, it just came and went from my mind. So let's start the show, because this is funny, because it's like this, right? The answer comes before the question, you know, and it's like, I think, therefore I am, right? So, and then the question would be why, and then, you know, because people are assholes, you know, it's like, why do you think? People are assholes, so they gonna throw, you know, the two for one in there. Why do you think? That was two questions. What if I just told you to ask me one question? What if I told you that's all you get, or I kill your ass? You fucked up. You know you fucked up, don't you? But like, that's the whole thing, you know what I mean? Like, the answer comes before the question. We know the answer. It's just the questions that mess us up, you know? Right, side note, right? And so nature provides a balance. So I've been listening, you know, to these smart people now, right? And I almost got bored, because I understand them, you know what I mean? But I can't cut it off. Like, I can't be that way, you know, because like, I get it. So once I get stuff, I don't want to hear no more. But it's like, there's more to be said, right? So there's more to be heard. And so I had to stop being like that. But the dude, right, I guess he called himself Lex Friedman. Here, Russian dude, but right, all he do is interviews with smart people. You know what I mean? He interviews geniuses, basically, you know, or people that refer themselves to geniuses, like doctors and biologists and physicists and things like that. So, you know, these are the people that he's having conversations with, and this whole thing is trying to get to this artificial intelligence shit. Like, I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? I told you they don't believe, you know, God is in the machine now. But like, these are the people that he's interviewing. So, you know, my AI is helping me out, YouTube, and giving me, you know, different interviews. So he interviews this dude named Jim Gates, right? So that's our alternative. He's a black gentleman, you know, and his name is Jim Gates, as opposed to Bill Gates. Just a side note. So it's answer before the question, right? That's what we're talking about right now. Okay, so no background music, I guess, because it started clicking once I started playing the background music. So just me and y'all, okay? So I apologize It's like, right. I'm like, the Teddy Riley, the podcast just messed up everything. Right. He trying to make a big old spectacle of everything and messed up the sound. I'm talking about, the battle of the beats, battle of the DJs, battle of the producers, battle of the battles, and everybody's battling online because, everybody has to make Google and Facebook and Instagram, much more money to control the world. But Telly Roddy, he, messed up the battle because his sound was messed up. And, Babyface was just there by itself, ready to go. So, like, you see, trying to make a show out of it. And, like, they was talking about, like, 4 million people tuned in. That's what Swiss Beats said on Instagram. Like, 4 million people tuned in to hear it. He couldn't get in his party or something. Timberland couldn't get in his or however it goes. But they supposed to do it again today, I guess, or tomorrow or however that goes. I don't know. Whenever you hear this, may not happen, but they messed up round one. And it's like, it's funny how, like, it's talking about, like, oh, everybody gonna be, everybody want to really hear it. And so they gonna be tuned in. And then it's like, they said that on, like, I guess it's like, an older show. Because Joe Budden's over 40. I guess they all in their 30s. Like, and Jinx is the youngest one. But on the state of the culture, like they act like they still want to hear it and they judging it by what happened already. But on Everyday Struggle with the younger people, with academics and them, they like Wayno, like, I'm done. He's like, he messed it up. He's like, it's too late. He said, ain't no coming back. So it's funny how, within them few years is a total, disconnect or, type of two different thinkers on, what they care about. Anyway, the answer before the question, right? Because the thing is, I guess, like, I'm a movie nerd, right? It's like I'm a movie nerd. I've seen all the movies and I done read enough books. Can't read all the books, but I done read enough. Not enough, but I'm going to keep going. But anyway, it's like, it goes into the question that I asked on Facebook, right? Because I already knew the answer and I asked the question. And so, like, like all of those 100 different answers that I got, you see what I'm saying? With my 1, 2, 3 formula and the things that I think about, how I think about it, I encompass all of that in my little brain, you know what I mean? Because it all makes sense, but it don't. And I can answer each and every one of them individually. You see what I'm saying? That I could, like, because it's like all of them are saying the same fucking thing, but they not gonna listen to each other, right? And I got banned from a podcast for it, podcast group for it. But the thing is this, it's like, I'm not on nobody's side, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling God on all of y'all, as I have said, this is the year of the rat, the Chinese calendar. Oh my gosh, it didn't have to happen, but hindsight is 2020, right? When you look back on the shit, it's always that way. You be like, oh, okay. But this is the year of the rat, y'all. And so it is an unusual year of the rat. It is 13 months long, okay? But this is my year. I'm telling God on all of y'all. I'm telling Big Mama. Ain't none of y'all right. I ain't snitching, I'm telling. Like Bernie Mac would say. Right. And so the thing is this, right? So if I use your clip or if I use your quotes or anything like that, or, if they famous or if they ain't famous, like if you know where I got it from and I don't say it, like, don't try to say shit, okay? Because I ain't no snitch. They can blame it all on me. You know what I'm saying? I said it. You know what I mean? Don't tell nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell nobody what go on in this house. Right. And so that's a good thing from the beginning, right? Cause if I be honest, you know what I mean? I keep a lot of, the bad elements away. You know what I'm saying? I only want my God, my dog, and the nosy people, So moving on, right? Cause it is the answer before the question. All right, I told y'all I'm telling though. And so let me see. That question I asked, right, prove that I'm right. It's like a proof of concept, because everybody just said, basically what I be thinking, in a nutshell, 100 different ways, asked and answered. Brilliant, and it's just a proof of concept type of thing. That's it. And that's all. You can boo this, man. I'm sorry. They fell for the trap. Okay, side note. Right, ABC. Too stupid. Say child, bitch, Adam. Okay, right. Adam, woman, child. But see, right, man, woman, child. But if you go the other way around, I don't know, look in the mirror, turn upside down, something like that. It's a good movie. What's that movie called? Damn it. I seen the movie, then I seen them break it down. I forgot. I remember. Put a pin in that. But anyway, side note, okay? White man has no mother. White man has no mama. Black man ain't got no daddy. Right? True. So then you be like, oh, do to one side, you do to the other, but actually, like, it's not always that way because it doesn't apply because we're talking about men, so that would be just the men, so it doesn't apply to the women. So, my brain tried to, what about the women? No. Gotta be fair. But see, it's like, no, nigga, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, side note, women, right? White girl is an orphan and the black girl ain't got no friends. Bam. So, just a side note. Moving on. So, answer to, like, the multiverse is this. The answer is this. A child will be born. A lot of that shit ain't gotta happen. But the baby gonna be born, right? That gotta happen. So, however you get there is up to y'all. But, you got a lot of choices to make in between time, you know what I'm saying? Because the child will be born. So, right, you got to enjoy the journey, right? Or enjoy the journey, right? Because it ain't no fun. Because otherwise it ain't no fun, right? If you don't enjoy the journey, then it ain't no fun, Like, you can get to A to B, but if you argue the whole fucking time, then the memories suck, right? It's all about the memories, right? Catch 22, right? Gotta call the truth. Nobody's gonna win, right? Because before women take this world over, the nigga will blow it up. So we gotta compromise. Or we're gonna have to start all over. Everybody. Niggas ain't giving shit up. I'm sorry, I didn't know that was gonna come out. Just thought about it. I thought one was gonna take over. Nigga gonna make him a fake bitch. Blow it up and go live in the cave. Been planning it for years. My stepfather. That's the shit that he be on. As a man, I can understand. There's always a way out. I had to go find God. I can't run. Couldn't run no more. I ain't got no Tesla. I ain't got no rocket. Oh, I'm stuck here with these bitches. You gonna learn today. Oh my gosh. Are you done, sir? That's it, funny. Oh man, right. The memories, people. You gotta remember. I'm sorry. Hold up. Okay, I got it together. Now look, the thing about it is this. All right. I don't know if this will be a side note or not. You know, because I'm trying to get it together, but like this might be a side note because this is the thing. You know, like people that's scared to die think that everybody is supposed to be scared to die, or they think everybody is scared to die, right? Now, like, right, I think I'm doing a lot of one and dones here, you know what I mean? Because, like, you know, I say it's mathematical, but, like, you know, I don't know which, you know, I know they all connect, right? But you can't use one to prove, like, multiplication and division goes together and adding and subtraction goes together, right? You know, and then they, you know, we get up into the other things, you know, they mix them all together. But my point is this, it's like, I don't think you're supposed to use like subtraction and division at the same time type of stuff, okay? You know, so, you know, people that are scared, you know, people that are scared to die thinks everybody is scared to die, and people that is not scared to die think that they can't be killed. You know what I'm saying? And they both wrong. See what I'm saying? And they both right? So the catch-22 is what I'm trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? I am number 8. You know, this is fluency here. You know, it's like, it's all about, you know, and it's all about decision making, right? And it all goes back to the kids, people. Like, this is what I'm trying to get to, because your minds are all, you know, cluttered up, whatever fucking programming and junk you done put in there. You know, half of y'all think y'all animals, right? We all eat meat, you know, and all this other stuff, and then they trying to teach us that, right, we're not actually supposed to eat meat, you know, or, you know, we herbivores or carnivores or herbivores, you know, all these type of different things. You know what I'm saying? We like to split hairs because we petty. And that's the definition of a cancer. Petty motherfuckers. Both. Activated my immortal gene. That shit is crazy. I was right and wrong at the same time. The multiverse. You gotta laugh. Like Tupac the Prophet said, you know, gotta smile. So we all right and wrong people at the same time, you know. As I said, you know, right, the scientists and the Bible thumpers, you know, they are the same people. They both, you know, proving each other wrong, but they trying to prove themselves right, you know. But all they gonna do is wrap around and meet, you know what I'm saying, meet the other one in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Because this is, right, I'm gonna get there, hold on. Because I wrote this shit down, so let me not skip my notes in my brain. All right. It's like, right, it's like the moment, you know, it's like that moment or moments that we call love, right? They come and go, right? Leave and grow. You know, it's like when a boy, right? Now, I wrote this specifically this way, you know, just playing with words here, you know, but you get the gist of it, okay? But it's like, you know, when a boy looks at a girl and sees God, and when a girl sees a boy and look, her best friend, her dog is right there. That's what I wrote. But, you know, dog spelled backwards. You understand? It's just right. Lowercase. It's for a reason. It's not the size of the dog, right? Right. It's like it's not the size of the dick, right? Because girls like all types of dogs, you know, because it's not the size of the dog in a fight, but it's the size of the fight in the dog. Boom. Mic drop. I'm a rapper for a reason. Right. Are you a philosopher? Why, yes. I am. Fuck you. Moving on. So I guess I will, describe myself as a smart, dumb motherfucker, right? Because since I can't hear, what y'all be saying or what the world be saying, and, I am deaf, right? Dumb means deaf by definition, right? And when I talk, I sound retarded, but I make perfect sense in my head. So you could call me a smart, dumb motherfucker if you want to. Because I'm really making sense if you pay attention. One more time for the back row. All right. Right. On a serious note here, at the end of the day, Big Mama, she killed her daughters and she sacrificed the sons. It's just her nature, right? Scorpion. She killed her daughters and she sacrificed the sons. That's that. Example of the multiverse. What would that be? Oh, right. Preaching and science, right, is an example of the multiverse. They both started out looking for something, found everything, and got nothing out of it. I wrote that. It's the truth. I'm telling God on all of y'all. I ain't snitching, I'm telling. So now, it's the details, right? It's the journey, right? It's the nothing that they had to, it's the memories that they have on hindsight that makes it important, right? Like what had happened was, that's what makes it important, right? Because everybody to study, all them preachers, all the popes and all that other stuff, because imams talk to preachers, right? And so they know, they both believe in the same thing, or they know that it ain't, I don't even know what they believe in, but they know what, they have to tell their people is not the whole truth, because it can only be half the truth, because it's half a lie, another way around, see what I mean? And so these people, but you committed yourself to this, you committed yourself to the journey, and you took this long ass ride for what? I did it to New York twice. I lived many lives. Got many examples, right? I can relate to all this shit, right? Because I went to New York twice. For what? Shout out to Jerome McGee, Arena Couch, my compatriots in that journey. Right? You had to make shit important, right? Right. I don't want to turn 40 in Cleveland. Got some money, right? Told this story before too. But right, I was turned 40 in New York, right? Got the pictures, all of that stuff. So in hindsight, but that shit ain't have to happen. That shit ain't have to happen. Not like that. The child must be born. TNC. Oh my gosh, it's a good morning. Okay, but yes, the scientists, and the religious fanatics, and the religious fanatics apply to all the religions, that right, you gotta believe in my mama, nigga. Fuck your mama. What you say about my mama, right? Black people, we got these answers, right? That's why we got these mama jokes, right? If you could take that, you could take anything. What you say about my mama, right? Richard Pryor, they ended that skit when Richard Pryor, when he had his show, that only lasted so long, but, they had him, did a skit when Richard Pryor was president, and all of this, and so the dude want to stand up and, it's like, yo mama, and everybody jumped at attention. He's like, go ahead, let him finish. And by the time he finished said something about his mama, he got jumped on. White boy got his ass whooped. That was the Richard Pryor sketch. Wasn't me. Okay. So this is a life hack, I say. I don't know why I said this, but it says, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Right. So black people, right, we, now that we are here, right? And so everybody should just stop, coloring their hair, right? Because people grow, some of us grow gray early, it's just there, you know what I mean? We got old, our DNA is old, you know what I mean? It don't make us old, like, we've been here before, you know what I'm saying? And the shit just comes out, because, that's where, your respect. Like if we were these animals and things like that, that would be the time where, it shows that you are the shit, you know what I'm saying? All your horns are, prominent. Look at that buck there. Oh, that's a big old buck there. Oh, look at the hairs on that bear, you can tell and this, and look at the mane on that lion, right? Right. But your mane, your hair, right? You put dye on your hair, right? They heard that shit cause cancer, y'all. But anyway, like you put dye on your hair, to hide your mane, to hide your intelligence, all this camouflage shit, you know what I'm saying? You motherfuckers been sneaky, grow up, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that it touched all these kids, you know what I'm saying? But y'all need to grow up and, and don't let it happen to the other kids, you know what I'm saying? You are you are complicit by your silence, you know what I'm saying? Stop touching the fucking kids, we wouldn't have so many fucking lost ones. And don't know what they are. You are a boy, Damon. Shout out to Flame Monroe. So black people, we need to stop coloring our hair because children, see what I'm saying? White is a color for the reason, by the definition of it being that way, of being pure and being good and being, so a source of solace somehow, you know what I mean? Cause you look up in the sky because, those are clouds, there are white clouds, you know what I mean? There are no such things as white people, you know what I mean? So by association, you know what I'm saying? By word association, you've been tricked. You ever been mind fucked? Poor babies. We are here now, right? The answer before the question, right? The multiverse is real, but it's not. All of this, all together now. All right, but so children would naturally, show you more respect, whatever color they are, because their brain is innate, to trust, that comes in white, like the angels and things like that. All this shit that we made up to associate good against, to show the contrast against one against the other. You know what I mean? Now it's not like, but we associate these colors from the beginning, and they have certain attributes on both sides. They both have good and bad attributes, and black comes first, you know what I mean? And they be trying to trick. I see how the dude in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? He twisted the words around, right? Because he says, black is actually devoid of color and such, devoid. But it's not devoid of color. It's devoid of something else. I don't know. But he made it, you know what I'm saying? He fucked it up, you know what I mean? And he didn't use it right. And so I learned that just a little while ago, actually. But, it is for the contrast. It is for nature to be balanced. You know what I mean? And so there are lighter people and darker people, because of the balance of nature, but these colors are not these people, you know what I mean? But my point is, though, by your mane, by your peacockness or your horns or whatever, your white hair would innately in children, command respect, command attention, command, a listen to, and no matter how, right, if Big Mama didn't raise the little white babies in the first place, we wouldn't be here, you know what I'm saying? We would be still, struggling. It would have took longer to struggle. You know what I mean? Big Mama took care of all the babies. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got the Democrats and the 60% that, you know, want to do the right thing. You know, all, you know, want to do the right thing because they know whatever. And then you got the little 40% that's fucking spoiled ass babies. You know what I'm saying? And like they orphans, you know, and they ain't got no daddy. You know, all they know is right. And they right. And Big Mama ain't they mama. I ain't gotta listen to you. Right, you been listening to her all your life, you little white bastard. Now you wanna grow up, right? I ain't gotta listen to you. You know you right, that's your problem. You ain't listening to Big Mama no more. All right. So but the brain, you see what I'm saying? The brain will go for the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? The babies, you know what I'm saying, will listen to us if we stop faking, you know. And black don't crack, you know. It look good on the white background. Like how Angela Bassett looked in Black Panther, you know. Right, everybody love that damn movie. Y'all niggas don't want to act like that, though. Shout out to TNC. Okay. Right. If there were other universes anywhere out there, right, we sure can't get there by looking for it. You know what I'm saying? Like giving a well to Tic Tac. Your little ass dick. My big ass lips. It ain't gonna work. Shout out. But, you know, infinite means infinite, you know, for a reason. I am number 8. I am infinite. I sacrificed. You want to know the one thing about messiahs? They come back because they false prophets. Doomed to repeat. Nigga, get off of that shit. So, yes, nigga, yes. Right, the middle, right, oh, right. You want to find other universes and stuff like that, you can only go through the middle, right? You can only go through the moment. Because, like, you know, one proves the other, like, right, like the scientists, you know, they trying to look for God out there. That's what they really trying to do, because, like, there is no God, you know. I'll go find God, or I'll make one myself, you know, stuff like that, because people in the Bible, like, this is God, you know, because they twisted God and made it not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I have a father. Right, like, this is the thing. This is the trick to it, right? I don't stand a chance in a certain degree, because like women love the story of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, like, you know, sacrifice yourself. You the man of the house now. Daddy gone. He gonna be gone to November. Done with that. Right, see, this is what happened when I was laughing my ass off. I should have took a break then. So, you know, I've talked for another 10 minutes. You know, like this is supposed to be second minute, man. But anyway, let's take a break, and I'll be right back. Don't you go nowhere. Don't you go nowhere.
Last line of hope, so you hope that I get away. Watch me, do me, live and die another day. Better bring the army, don't harm me. This is Cloverfield, no more, no conscience. I'm a motherfucking monster. I'm the bad guy, I'm the villain of the story. Pages turning, I'm the star of the movie. What you was afraid of, the reason that you worry, 'cause I'm the bad guy, I'm the villain of the story. I'm the bad guy, villain of the story. Pages turning, I'm the star of the movie. What you was afraid of, the reason that you worry. I'm the bad guy, I'm the villain of the story. These words in advance, on the chance I don't make it. Pay this forward, so you ain't gotta pay for it. Though it was presumptuous to think I was something different, special. Had to keep the visual. They tell me that it's mental. Till this 45. Fuck if my mama cried. Fuck if that bitch died. I did it all for Trinity.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. It's like I'm blowing in your face. Do you feel the cool breeze of the New York peppermint patty? Welcome back, people. Whatever. You are tuned in to Bipolar in Cleveland. My name is Richard Clemens. I am your host. That was a short break, and now we are back. Yes, we are. So, this is what I wanted to tell you, right? So, right, write my notes, right? And so I get finished, right? It's like three or four pages of notes, back and front, I'm writing them on typing paper, right? So they're not like on just line for line type of stuff, whatever. But, so I could read them and they could be clear, I could, kind of, whatever. So the thing about it is, right at the end, when I'm done with the notes, I'm like, okay, I'm ready. It's like, then it's like the intro, like the intro becomes, the end becomes what I want to start with. This is what I'm trying to get to. It's like after all of that writing, I want to start at the end. And like, that's what I did today. Like I started at the end of what I wrote, like this is now like the beginning of what I wrote, you know what I mean? So it kind of like, I wonder if it would have made more sense because like the way I wrote it was supposed to be right from the beginning to the end. But like when I wrote the end, it's like, cause I write the intro at the end. So like if the intro is 4 pages down, you know what I mean? I'm sitting up here like, okay, I gotta say this, then I gotta go right back to page 1. I don't know, like it's my fault, but this is why I blocked it off the way I said things, the way I said them today, but I hope you enjoyed it and like how I said it, and that's that. But like, so this is the beginning, right? So I guess it's a form of being smart, right, to people, right? The question that I asked about, does women come from a man's rib? Because, only narcissists, well, I don't know if I'm tying that together. It might all to go together, actually. But, like, let me see. Smart people will be like, you're a narcissist if you are like them. Right? And so they try to discourage you, from being their competition, because only a narcissist would say, you're a narcissist if this and this and that, out loud, right? Because we all have the multiverse is real, right? We have these many lives that we have lived, you know what I mean? So you have been this way, you have been that way, you know what I mean? And so everybody could subscribe to the fact of being a narcissist because it's called, therefore I think, right? To own thyself be true, self-preservation and all those type of things. Once a woman has a child, right? All bets are off. You know what I'm saying? I am God now. I have seen the light. You're not the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, right. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get to that or I don't know where it's at. Right. The Bible, the Quran, all these, this is all that stuff, all those words are how the brain works. It shit ain't got nothing to do with God, you know what I mean? Because it's describing women, right? And one is describing the man, basically with the Quran, because they the bastard of Big Mama. There was, the family, the main family didn't want him. Just simple stuff, 1, 2, 3, you know what I'm saying? But, the Bible is about a girl, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff basically is about how the brain works, right? And then the scientists are on the other side trying to figure out God from, the outside in, right? Or the inside out, from Adam, from the atom, right? They split the atom, made the bomb, Now, out in the universe, but it's all the same fucking thing at the same damn time. Shout out. Excuse me. Did not grab my water, okay? You know, an hour of talking is an hour of talking. So, you know, at the same damn time, you know, and this is old catch-22, right? Hindsight is 2020. We are in the year of the rat. 2020. Okay. So, what was I saying? You know, right? It's self-preservation, you know, and like, you know, so a narcissist is basically trying to mind fuck you, right? To not compete with them. You know what I mean? And you want to they'll write a whole book about, you know, how to spot a narcissist. Like, the motherfucker that wrote the book. They right there. Don't read that shit. You ever been mind fucked? Okay. You know, to win is half the battle, right? How you won matters, right? And how you act when you win also matters, you know. Right. I didn't say it that way. I said to win is half the battle. How you won will always matter. And how you act when you win will always matter also. Period. You know? Black People School. All right. Shout out to TNC. So, right, because I could say NWA forever, because, like, people don't actually call it by what it stands for. Right. Okay, moving on. So, right. So to tell someone, you know, that you know, to focus on that part of them, you know, and such is just, you know, really. Let me see what I say. Right. It depends on the right. Oh, it depends on that moment. You know what I mean? Like, we have these multiple personalities for a reason, because their multiverse is real, but it's not. Right? See, it all makes sense if you listen to me long enough, right? If I listen to myself. But I have been inspired, right? You know, I've been in a room with a genius, and this is what they told me to tell y'all. I just write it down, and then now I got to get up and say it when it's still in my head. Say it like I said. Say it like I saw it in my head. It's like, who raised you, right? It all goes back to who raised you, right? You know, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, who raised you, you know? Like, you know, who your mama, you know? What's her morals, you know? Do she wear a hijab? You know, it's nothing wrong with modesty. It's nothing wrong with buck nakedness. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing, you know? It's all about, right. About to observe something is to change about nature, right? And so, you know, if you don't ever listen to what men say about women, you know what I mean, then you won't be watching them, right? And so as long as you're not watching them, then you can appreciate them, you know what I mean? And I think this one would be for both of us. Well, I don't know. It's not that way. No. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because niggas, right, that peacock DNA, right? Niggas want to be seen, you know? Choose me, God. Choose me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be a good dog. So, anyway, you know, they called it many things, but I called it mind fuck. All right. Oh, this is okay. I'll see what I'm trying to get to. You know, like, you know, when people be like, I'm sure you feel the same way. You know, you're in a conversation like Meghan McCain, you know, says that a lot. Like, right, the View. All right, how I say, like, personalities are coming out, you know, in these shows, right? I haven't checked up on how The Real is doing, because I don't readily get these different channel 19 on my regular TV, so I haven't. I don't like they show anyway. I don't like The Real, and I don't like Talk either. No more. Well, never really actually dug either one of them. It's so funny the stuff that Fox allows to be on their stations. And the personalities that they allow. And Ebony was speaking on that on the everyday, state of the culture, because she used to work for Fox. She like a black lawyer, stuff like that. And so she was on Fox, on the inside of the monster, but right, she got pushed to the storage room till she quit. That's what Remy Mom was trying to say. She funny, like she real, but it's like she be wrong too. You know what I'm saying? Like, right, she think that it's not, it's not incumbent upon people with more than someone else, to feel like they're obligated to do certain things. That's a catch-22 also, but she says that they are not, and I say that they are, but that is negotiable, but it's not, definitely not, no. You don't have any obligation to, other people, you know what I mean? It's just how much do other people want? You know what I'm saying? Right? It's 10%, nigga. 10% is 10%. Don't ask me for no more. This is what we negotiated with God. But anyway, right, she just want 10% of everybody. So, but like the thing is, so Ebony was talking about Fox, and so the Talk, and the TV shows, right? So The View. And so The View is better because Meghan McCain can't turn to the camera, or turn to the audience or feed off the audience and, and get her feelings hurt because the audience agrees with Whoopi or agrees with, Sunny or Joy, and Joy can't make her little snippy jokes, you know what I'm saying, and try to be funny, at any given whatever moment, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All these little things that come out, you know what I'm saying? All these little shit is coming out. It's all coming out now, but in the wash, the rinse, and the repeat of it. And so, so Meghan McCain is better for that, because like I'm trying to say about trying to mind fuck people, like, oh, I'm sure you feel the same way, or the majority of people feel this way, and 49% versus this, you know what I mean? Like all of that stuff that is just spoiled people stuff, whatever color you are, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter, I say black because you say white. You say white, I say black. All right. So anyway, and stuff like, I swear to God, right? So this is a good one, right? Now here's a question for you, right? Do you believe somebody more if they say, I swear to God, or I swear on my mama, right? You say that again, I kill you. I swear to God. Say that again, I kill you. On my mama. Right. I'm telling y'all, the role of God will be played by Big Mama. The role of Big Mama will be played by God. So, that's what I had to say about that. But but it's just how people try to put other words in your mouth, oh, remember this happened, oh, remember you did this, or remember this happened, and we had this, people do that to me all the time, or used to when I hung around people, it was like, remember this, Rich, remember that, what about, what, you remember this, or remember such and such, no, I don't remember, no, you know what I'm saying, or, sometimes you say, yeah, sometimes, but what, why? Why do you keep fucking with me? Just tell the fucking story. Why do I have to be there? If you tell it good enough, I will swear I was there. You know what I'm saying? I'll be right with you the whole time. I'm listening. I promise. Just leave me the fuck out of it. I know none of y'all side. We come from monkeys. Why are we still monkeys? Oh, you can believe in that Bible shit if you want to. It's like, I didn't say that. If you don't believe in the Bible, that's the word of God. You're right, but you're wrong. Because as soon as they God is a girl, right? God has no image. God is this. God is the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. You know, it is. God is a girl. No, nigga. No, that ain't right. Oh my gosh. I cracked myself up. Oh man. I'll tell you right. I'm working on the visuals, but like, right, that's why I got sidetracked, right? Like the narcissist, right? And the, like, you know, I'm ready for my close up because, like, you know, the visual is better than the voice production to me, right? Better right now, you know what I mean? Because like y'all see me going through my notes and stuff like that. Then the pauses and things, the awkwardness, you know, wouldn't be so prevalent over the microphone, you know what I mean? But since it's just, you know, right, I had to jump in. So I'm here now. We all here, we all in it together. Everybody present? Yes, me. Well, all we doing is missing my mama. All right, right. The top, right. The Tower of Babel, right. Don't nobody go in Big Mama room. Get your ass whooped. Get kicked out forever. The hell you doing in here? Like, Big Mama got a dildo. Get cursed. So you guys are badass kids. They ain't gonna never be shit. I was cursed by God. It's over. I am done, and that is the end and the beginning of the show at the same damn time, right? All right, here goes a side note though. CEO, if you twist that up, right, you can get God in there. You know, I don't know how it came to me, but it did. You know, like I was trying to do something with God, and you know what I'm saying, I don't know how I did it, but I seen the CEO in there. I just seen it. That's what they told me to tell y'all, and I am out. I appreciate y'all listening to me today. My name is Richard Clemens. If you liked what I said on the Bipolar in Cleveland, you can send me $1. If you didn't like what I said, you can send me $2. If you were offended, it is your fault. Should have seen the movies and the preview before you came, set your ass down and paid for the ticket. And the ticket was free. Right? Right. Y'all listen to Wendy. Y'all listen to Rush Limbaugh and all that other shit. So listen to me. Pass it on. Pass it on. You're all my children now. Never ignorant, getting goes accomplished. As I said before, TNC, 78 GRC, Cash App. All you big old pastors are doing it. And we are out.
Villain of the story. Pages turning, I'm the star.